On this episode of Law and Border, the writing was on the wall.
So May 11th is a nightmare date for the American people.
If you think things are bad now, they're going to get worse.
They don't intend to fix it. They don't intend to stop it. They don't intend to shut down the cartels. They don't intend to secure the borders. They don't intend to stop the drug traffickers. They intend to make it worse.
From the camps to the cartels to the NGOs profiting off it all, we'll show you what the open borders left and the mainstream media don't want you to see.
As you know, on Thursday, tomorrow, May 11th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, the Title 42 public health order will terminate. Let me be clear. The lifting of the Title 42 public health order does not mean our border is open.
All this and more here on Law and Order.
Ma'am, do you know the people that's trying to break into your property?
If you come in, I will shoot you.
Welcome to Law and Border, where we go to the front line to expose the truth about the real attack on America. You're watching Law and Border with Ben Bergquam.
This is Ben Bergquam with Real America's Voice News in Matamoros, Mexico, at the camp that has grown thanks to Joe Biden and the invitation, Secretary Mayorkas' invitation. You can see right here, this is where one of the points, they say there's 3 points where they're crossing. You can see the mattresses they're using to cross the river for the people that can't swim. But it's right here. That goes right up into Brownsville and up into the camp that we were just at. Anthony Aguero's on the U.S. side. I'm on the Mexico side covering this. And as this continues, as we're heading towards Title 42 ending, this camp is going to explode. It's already got multiple thousands of people. We have over 2,000 people crossing every day, and it's only going to get worse. You want to see just how not closing the border Joe Biden and the Democrats are right now? This is where people are crossing right now. They're not crossing at the moment because Mexican immigration officials saw that we were filming down here, so they came down to make it look like they're going to stop people. You have a bunch of people lined up ready to cross. This is where they were crossing. We saw about 40 cross. I saw over 100 that had just crossed. But what we see going on right here is apparently Border Patrol wants to change where people are crossing. So they've actually got an excavator down here clearing the path simply to allow the massive flow that's coming in that Joe Biden and Secretary Mayorkas have invited. They are clearing out all of this. Unbelievable. That's what's going on right here. They know the invasion's coming, and so they're creating a path to get up there. Don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. Yeah,
we come from ex-communists. There's Romanians here, there's Russians, there's Ukrainians here that we came. Yeah. There's Mexicans. We come from countries that we live this, we endure this. So that's why we kind of have a heart for them. You can't blame them.
I get it. I get it. I totally.
Here's the good thing. Majority of the people that come across already have the conservative values.
Right. Cuba,
they're either Catholics or
yeah.
They have the family values. They got the life values.
The problem
and stuff
is
like that.
a lot of them don't know the political stuff. Exactly. They don't know what the Democrats
when
stand
Romania
for.
used to be communist, it was the Republic States of Romania.
Yeah.
So when we heard Republic, all of a sudden, people, Republic of China, Republic of Vietnam, everyone says Republican.
You think bad.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Game of twisted words. Yeah. When they're saying that, you're destroying our democracy. It's not that you're destroying a democracy. And America is not a democratic country. It's a Republican democratic country, which means we the people. Yeah. And then when they're saying you're damaging our republic, our democracy, they're damaging their dictatorship. Yeah. Anything that's not their point of view, anything that doesn't fit their morals, or what morals, anything that doesn't fit their ideas, okay, everyone gets stepped on. Yeah. The only one. So all the people that are saying tolerance are the ones that are intolerant. Intolerant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The ones that say fascist, they're the fascists.
And the problem is we have been quiet for too long.
Yeah.
And not only that, we do say something, it's racist.
I know.
It's But if they can call us all kind of names and all kind of things, and that's freedom of speech. You take God out of your life. What do you have? No life, no soul, no life. Because my morals are not even close to your morals. My idea of a good thing is not even close to yours. So where's the middle ground? Someone does not have the respect and authority of God. Why would they have the respect and authority for a human being? Vets are sleeping on the street, mental disorders going crazy. So all our money, everything that we should be taking care of our people, where's all the services? I mean, when the politicians come to the border, all the cameras are on, everybody's going crazy, everybody's saluting, and then they go back into their little offices, and that's it. How many times has Biden visited this? How many times did Kamala Harris come and visit this? AOC came over there at the gate of and pretended like she was crying over the open gate at the Border Patrol office. It's all show. You want to make America great again? Tax the politicians. Yeah. Deport the liberals and tax the politicians. Amen. God bless you, man.
Are you with the organization too?
Yeah. It's a big disservice to like all of our families that came here.
Where's your family from?
We're all from Romania. Most of us are from Romania. Okay. So my parents immigrated through the lottery system, right? And so they waited years, right? However long it took, a year or so to get through the papers. 12 kids or 10 kids at the time, right? Coming here, doing it the right way.
Trafficking. This is the people don't understand. This is the supply of the endless human trafficking that Democrats, that the left wing, that the socialists, the communists, the Luciferians are supplying the country. Because if they really cared about the people, they wouldn't just take them, shove them, and send them somewhere. They would actually provide job training. They would provide stuff to get them going. And then if they've been in America for 3 years and they have a clean record, why don't they get a visa? Because it's cheap, manual, modern slave labor.
As we walk through the camp, the truth about what Adrian was saying becomes even clearer. All these policies are doing is driving people out of their homes, inviting them to our border, and leaving them to rot in their own filth. This is what Democrat socialist policies in action look like.
All right, so we are back in Brownsville, up on the Levee Road, and man, I've been down here a lot of times, never seen it like this. Secretary Mayorkas, the reason he put on that dog and pony show today was because they know what's happening here. It is out of control, and it's all because of their policies. I mean, this is wild. Check this out. They just got a new group they're taking in. Holy cow. All under the tent there. That's that group that just came in. Whole another group all out over here. And more down there.
They can't run the energy sector. They can't stop runaway inflation. They can't fix the homeless epidemic. They can't stay out of wars around the world. They can't tell us what a woman is. But apparently, they can run this new illegal immigration industry to perfection.
As Joe Biden and Secretary Mayorkas say that the border is closed, clearly it's not. It's only getting worse. And just like we see everywhere else on the border, absolute environmental disaster. Everything you see right there is garbage. They come across illegally, they dump their garbage, they dump their IDs, they dump what they don't want because they know they're going to get new stuff from you, and they head in. That's what leftist open borders gives you. And as soon as one bus leaves, another's in. Back and forth, all day. As Title 42 ends, we came back down here to Reynosa, Mexico, stopping by several of the camps. Senda de Vida, Camp 1 and Camp 2, both of them are at capacity. They're overflowing. We've also got to the point down here where you have people that are living along the river. There's about 800 people in this makeshift camp, and then there's thousands more that are inside the city of Reynosa. Thousands lined up, ready to cross into America because of the invasion that Joe Biden and Mayorkas are inviting. And you can just see what it does to the environment. Everywhere we go, this is what it looks like. And you hear nothing from the radical environmentalists. Countries being invaded, money's being taken out of your pocket, environment's being destroyed, and it's all by design. And one correction to that video just came back down here. Miguel, who owns this property where you've got the illegals that have basically overflowed from the other camps, he says it's not 800, it's closer to 1,400 just on his property. No help from Catholic Charities, no help from these leftist NGOs, no help from the government as they're inviting this to come up, as they're inviting the invasion. And you got people here on the Mexico side that are left stuck in the middle having to deal with it. And the people that are coming up, all of them saying that they've applied for the CVP1 app and all waiting, saying the app doesn't work. It's just a totally failed system, but it's all by design. That's the bottom line. It's all by design. The destruction of America by the leftists that hate the country.
Coming up next, we return to Brownsville, Texas, after Title 42 is lifted.
It's a well-oiled machine.
So stick around for more Law and Border. Now, Title 42 has been lifted, and Ben returns back to the border town of Brownsville, Texas.
Back in Brownsville, Texas, and it's even worse than when I was here before. Team Brownsville NGO has been running, basically assisting in the trafficking. Now has been taken over. We have the bus stop behind me over here. This whole area has been blocked off. They've got gates up here now, so you can't even walk down that sidewalk. It's basically all taken over by the NGO. This whole part of the town. They've basically taken over this entire intersection. You have the bus station, non-stop buses coming. We've got another one unloading right now. You've got Team Brownsville NGO. It's ironic. Look at the tape on the window. This is where they had their welcome, Team Brownsville Welcome Center. Now they've taken that off because we exposed them, these frauds, these people that are profiting off the invasion. This is the new Democrat industry. They don't want you to see it. And as we have it, it's a well-oiled machine. Buses come here, they drop off, they let them into this building, which was owned by the city, which is given to the NGOs to operate this human smuggling operation. They go into this building, they come back out, they come into this building, they get their packets, they come back out, they go back into this building, and then they're set up their travel brochures, basically the travel packages to either get a hotel here in town, which we're being told they upcharge. So the people here, actually we've been interviewing, saying that they're charging them 40% more sometimes than what they can buy on their own. Or they get them bus tickets, same thing with an upcharge right there at the bus station, or plane tickets to fly them to a community near you. Non-stop, guys, non-stop. This is the 10th and 11th bus that I've seen since I've been here in just over an hour and a half. Brownsville, Texas being completely overrun because of Secretary Mayorkas and Joe Biden. This is what an invasion looks like.
Ben and the team continue along the border to McAllen, Texas, to follow up on the human trafficking operations of some known offenders hiding behind their NGO status as Catholic Charities.
They're all coming here to Catholic Charities. We're back in downtown. We were in Brownsville this morning. Now we're in McAllen. I'm right across the street from Catholic Charities. And just to show you how much money these guys are bringing in, they own this entire building. It used to just be this part of the building. Now you see the black windows. They've taken over that entire warehouse down there as well. There's another building on this side of the street that they've bought. And This building over here as well, all of this, you can see, basically you can tell by all the windows that are blacked out. But this is it. As Title 42 goes away, the open borders left. Secretary Marcus continues his lies. The invitation is spread all over the world to profit the cartels and to profit organizations like, sadly, like Catholic Charities.
Shortly after arriving, Ben meets a family from China. They are only one group out of the tens of thousands of Chinese immigrants who are entering the U.S. illegally every single month.
CCP and Xi Jinping, no good.
We don't dare say it because someone will hurt my family.
Wow.
We have
even here, even when you because you still have family back there.
Yes, we have parents in Jiang.
Wow.
So we
can't say anything.
Can't say anything public.
Wow.
Sorry.
Did you come with your whole family? Is your family?
Yes, but my parents, my wife's parents, in China.
Wow. Difficult.
If we say something not good to CCP, they will threat our family.
Wow. Did you go through the jungle to get here?
Yes.
So did you go Ecuador? Fly to Ecuador?
Yes.
And then through the Darien Gap?
Yes.
I did the same. 4 days. How long did it take you?
4 days.
4 days for me.
Cross the jungle.
Yeah.
And go to Panama.
Yep.
4 days.
How many days?
Oh, 2 days to cross the jungle, and 2 days just arrive Panama.
Wow.
Take a boat.
Yeah. From Nakokli?
Yes.
To Akandi or Kapurganan?
Not Akandi.
Not Akandi, okay. One last thing, we've heard stories that China may be sending bad people too. So you have good people that are getting away from China.
Yes, because they're sending spy, not to take a family. If the spy cross the jungle, it will take him long time.
Yeah. Do you think they are sending spies? China?
Pardon?
Do you think they are sending spies? CCP?
I think maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't want to get you in trouble, so yeah, I understand. He said he can't say anything because he still has family in China, and the government would hurt them if he says anything bad about it. That tells you all you need to know. So they went through the jungle, said it only took them 2 days, so obviously they went a faster route. They paid good money to get there, but he also says he thinks spies are coming too. Same thing though, you could tell he was very concerned about saying that.
And just like we saw in Brownsville, Texas, the operation is in full swing. Millions of dollars of your hard-earned money is flowing into these communist organizations that pretend to be godly charities. It's obvious that they are anything but.
Open doors, unless you're an American citizen. Don't want you to see what's going on.
Coming up next, we'll head to El Paso and out into the desert where their cartels operate at will.
It's not getting any better. If anything, it's only getting worse. This is coming not just to here in El Paso, it's coming to a city near you.
Welcome to American Sunrise.
Live here on Real America's Voice.
We've got your back as you start your day.
America's small towns with big convictions.
Real America isn't Wall Street greed and DC lies.
America ain't big cities and big tech.
It's the construction worker focused on building a better tomorrow.
It's the farmer who works all year to provide for a nation.
It's the teacher that leaves politics and policy out of the classroom.
It's the soldier ready to lay down his life to defend our flag.
We have not forgotten real America.
The citizen is rising and the regime is falling.
This is Real America, where we put our faith in God and our families first.
This is El Paso, Texas.
Back down here in El Paso after Title 42 went away, the streets here were completely covered. You saw the reporting from my brother Anthony Aguero for the last several days. Down here, these streets were completely packed. They've cleaned some of that up, but I gotta say, everywhere you go, it smells like weed. You've got people that have come across illegally, mostly fighting age men. If you look down this street down here behind the porta potties on the sidewalk, got a bunch of guys smoking weed, doing drugs. This is what the left wants. And by the way, this is where the NGOs, the leftists, are in this building providing services at your expense, taxpayer expense, while we have illegals just sitting out in the streets. Now they're using local schools. I just spoke to Irene Armendariz Jackson. They're using local schools to house the illegals so that you don't see it at taxpayer expense. It's the death of our country, and it's being invited by Joe Biden. Just no regard for our laws, for our country. But it's not a surprise. I don't even fault them. We invited them in. The Democrats invited them in. Our cities are being overrun. This is what it looks like. But sadly, this is what it looks like in LA and San Francisco and in Chicago and in New York, all the back alleys, because this is what we've allowed into our country, lawlessness. We took God out of our country. We took the rule of law out of our country. And this is what you get. You get crime, you get drugs, you get an invasion on our southern border, and you get the destruction of America. And it's by design. It's by design by the left who hate this country. Basically, what we see going on right now is the left trying to hide this, trying to minimize it until the media goes away. But mark my words, it's not getting any better. If anything, it's only getting worse. This is coming not just to here in El Paso, it's coming to a city near you, and it's a shame. It's an absolute shame. So I'm down here in El Paso, right across from the port of entry, right across the street from this leftist attorneys that are providing support for the invasion of our country. Well, I just got a call from a Customs and Border Protection buddy of mine. What's happening right now is, in order to make it look like the illegals aren't coming after Title 42, what they're doing is taking Border Patrol. They're coordinating this with somebody on the Mexico side, having Border Patrol go out to places where the cameras aren't to pick up illegals, and then they're bringing them back to the port of entry to have Customs and Border Protection process them, give them their parole slip, and let them go into America, let them walk in as if they came in legally. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. And we got these guys trying to shut down the video. It's all a lie, guys. It's all a lie. They're bringing them in illegally. Border Patrol's picking them up illegally, taking them to the port of entry, having Customs and Border Protection process them as if they came in legally, giving them a parole slip, which they're not supposed to do, and then sending them into the country, making it look they came in legally. It's all a fraud. They know it. It's treason. It's treason. The question is, when is America going to have enough? When are we going to stop it?
We head out of town to the desert surrounding El Paso.
Border's right there, off in the distance, the wall. Now we're just outside of El Paso, actually in New Mexico. And while they're spending all of their time focused on places where these big groups are coming across, the cartel has tens of thousands of people coming across illegally. And a lot of times this is what they'll use. They'll use paths like this. They can stay down. Border Patrol doesn't see them as well. Perfect evidence of it here. Some carpet shoes to conceal their feet. There's more over here.
This is where the cartels are using the above-ground border invasion as a distraction so they can traffic their people and smuggle their drugs that are laced with fentanyl.
To be able to go under the road, you don't have to go over the road. They continue through. We're on the little Highway 9 here, but just up north is I-10. And so they'll come through a place like this. Oftentimes sleep underneath here, and then keep heading out up the wash on the way up to I-10 to get picked up. Sometimes they'll get picked up right here. There's evidence of debris, some clothing left behind up on top of the hill. So clearly this is also a pickup point, but it's also a transit point, so where they continue on. And it's an easy thing to follow. You follow the creek all the way up to I-10. You get picked up and sent in. That's why all of these leftist open border policies, they're not helping, they're not compassionate, they're just helping distract so that the cartel can make more money, bring more drugs to our country, and undermine our country. Right here, shut down, open up, so that people can climb right through. And the highway is right here. Get picked up, head into El Paso or Sunland Park, or head out and then up into I-10. These are super fresh. So these are carpet shoes too. These are just makeshift, not the professional ones that they make in Mexico and you can buy at the little markets in places like Sonoita. This is just somebody using a t-shirt, some string, and some of this cloth to put on their feet, but you can tell that's one pair. Here's the second pair. And then it looks like same thing here, same thing there, another pair. It's like here. And then they simply step over the thing here, they get picked up and they head into America. And there's a natural point here before you drop down to Douglas and hit the Arizona line, where there's a mountain range that runs along basically the spine. There's a cave almost to the top of the mountain. Be a perfect lookout spot for cartel coyote. That's where I'm gonna aim for. See if we can find up there. A lot of other little caves, it looks like, up in there as well.
And it's just one more place that the left and the mainstream media refuse to go because they don't want the true story of the border being told.
This is the part of the story Democrats don't want you to know. Their open borders policies, not just allowing fake asylum seekers to come in, steal out of your wallet, they're enabling and emboldening the cartel to send their cartel scouts, lookouts, up on the tops of the mountain. Up here, 40 miles away from the border. It's over the mountains right there. Top of this mountain, evidence of a cartel scout. And the reason they're up here is to watch when it's safe. They keep an eye on Border Patrol, they keep an eye on law enforcement, and they can tell their drug mules that are driving or their pickups. If you got people coming over the mountain, you can say, you don't have Border Patrol for 20 miles that way, you don't have them for 20 miles that way, you're clear to pick up. They come in and pick up their load, whether that's drugs or people, and they can send it in. I just found a Motorola battery, so clearly they're in communication as well. Way to go, Democrats.
Next up, we're heading to Yuma, Arizona. What we find will absolutely shock you.
Definitely dangerous down there. just got back here to Yuma, Arizona. You can tell how much traffic there's going to be in this area. There already is in this area. They've added these massive tents here. It looks like they can hold somewhere between 500 and 1,000 people. And I've never seen this before. This has to be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. So they've got, they used to have the Homeland Security packets. I guess they ran out of those, so they just have these little plastic slips. But this is incredible. They have a bag of bag tags, Homeland Security bag tags. So, you know, if you show up early, now typically in this area in particular, it's all run by the cartels. All this is run by the cartels, and everyone who's supporting this, Mayorkas, Biden, they're only supporting the cartels. But this area used to be kind of all over the place, used to be during the day and at night. Now it's pretty much between midnight and 4 a.m. That's when the cartel sends the people over. So there's nobody here. But I guess they decided, well, if you show up early, you can do it yourself. I mean, I've never seen that before. That is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, how secure do you feel as an American citizen now? The reason there's no border patrol here is because this is all coordinated by the cartels when they send the people up. And it's become regular that they don't start showing up till after midnight. So we're gonna go down and we'll check around where they've been coming through and see what's left behind. Just had a group of about, 60 go by from all over the world. Peru, 2 countries in Africa so far, Mauritania and Senegal, as well as Brazil and probably 10 other countries. Going down the line, basically behind the wall here, I'm about a mile. If you can see the lights way down there, as far as the lights you can see where they stop, that's where they're actually going, where the wall ends. I'm back here where the cartel's sending them across, just looking for the stuff they left behind. I've got a bag full of IDs, Nigeria all over, and items to expose the left for what they're doing to our country, for the treason, for the fraud, for all of that. So come with me. There you go, Secretary Mayorkas. I guess this is what you want. The question is, how many more are coming across? We've got over 100 last year. Known terror suspects. How many got across that we didn't know about? There you go. Definitely dangerous down there. Had the cartel coyote on the camera. He saw me filming him. He was the guy in the board shorts at the beginning. I think he saw me filming him. Didn't seem to care at all. But it definitely was time for me to get out of there. As these guys came running up, I saw a couple other guys come up on the bank behind me. So who knows? Who knows? Moral of the story is, it's the cartels making all the money, along with the NGOs, and it's the Democrats that are inviting it. Yuma, Arizona. The invasion continues. Guys, so we're down here in Yuma. We made the trip from the Gulf of Mexico. We're ending up on the Pacific. Secretary Mayorkas said after Title 42 ended, our border is secure, and he said that illegal entry is not going to be allowed. So I guess this is the definition, the new definition of legal, is to come in illegally and get the cartel Uber, aka Border Patrol, to take you into America. This is a massive operation. Basically, we have a new industry for the Democrats working with the cartels to bring in people from all over the world. Half this line behind me is from Egypt. It's the first time I've seen that. You've got Senegal, you've got Mauritania, and then all the other Central American, South American countries. But it's the death of our country if this continues. America's Voice News, bringing you what the mainstream media doesn't want you to see. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, you are propaganda. You're complicit in this. You guys need to be charged, just like these politicians that are trading, that are selling out America. This is kind of become the main crossing point. Now we're hearing that they're actually crossing down by the dam again. There's still some people crossing down San Luis, and every night, because the amount of illegals crossing here, we've got people crossing in San Luis, jumping the wall, trying to run and get away. Counted 60 in that first group. feel for you guys, man. Wish we had somebody in charge that cared about our country.
Later that morning, Ben returns behind the wall to the area where the cartel was bringing illegals across the border. And what he finds there is truly shocking.
Here in Yuma, Arizona, came to the location where the massive groups are coming across, where the cartel's bringing them across. And you can always tell where that is by the amount of garbage. That's when you know it's active. This is where I actually got video last night of the cartel Coyote bringing them across. The guy in this video in the board shorts. This area is controlled by the cartel, yet it's on American soil. They've actually made a bridge. This is Secretary Mayorkas's security. Nobody down here stopping him. This bridge was created by the cartel in Mexico. This is simply to allow more illegals to invade America. Border Patrol knows it's here, and they allow it. They fly over this every single day in the helicopter. Rather than coming down here and stopping them or arresting the coyotes that are bringing people across it, they let it stay, and they let people keep coming. Let me just repeat this. The cartel built a bridge from Mexico to U.S. so illegals don't have to get their feet wet walking across the river. And Border Patrol, Secretary Mayorkas, and Joe Biden are allowing it here in Yuma, Arizona. And it's like this all across the border. Everywhere you go. This is what Joe Biden thinks of border security. A cartel bridge that brings them straight into our country. And they're doing nothing to stop it.
As the cartels and NGOs make billions of dollars, it's men of service like Sheriff Leon Wilmot that are left having to pick up the pieces.
Sheriff Wilmot, back down here in Yuma, Secretary Mayorkas said the border's secure. I went down there last night and this morning, and this is what we found. Talk to me about this and what this tells you about what's happening on our border and what it means to you in this community, what's going on here.
Well, it's a false narrative that Mayorkas is pushing. The bottom line is I pick these up to myself each and every day down on the border when I go there. And these are individuals that have dumped their identification because they want to start with a different name and claim that they're from a country of violence so they can stay here. Without enforcing the rule of law, you end up with this quagmire, if you want to call it, a border security that Mayorkas is touting.
2 years of this.
2 years. Over 310,000 people crossed just in Yuma County last year alone. 28,000 getaways. We don't know what country they're from, where they're going, and what are their intentions. Now, we're at 119,000 in Yuma County alone, by 112 miles of border, this federal fiscal year, and we've already got 8,000 getaways. 35 a day was our norm back under the last administration. During this one, unfortunately, 600 a day is, and it's sad that it's come to this.
And when Law and Border returns, we'll end the journey at the Pacific Ocean and witness the deception in real time as Democrats simply change the definition from illegal to legal.
Who are you with? Oh, no, I can.
No, you can't.
No, I can. Thank you. What's your name?
Hoping that you won't be smart enough to see the difference. Be sure to stick around for a special musical tribute by patriotic entertainer Dave Bray, USA.
As we have hundreds of thousands of people sleeping in the streets across America, we're inviting millions of more in that we're actually taking bed space from. And rather than dealing with the problems that we have, the drug abuse, the mental health crisis we have in America, we're simply ignoring it. The same organizations that are aiding and abetting the invasion of America are also profiting. This is this homeless industry, illegal immigration industry, and they're not doing anything to fix the problem. They're leaving people out in the streets and inviting more people to come in that will end up out in the streets as well. Down here at the wall, San Ysidro. So we started in Brownsville, Texas. We ended up coming all the way across the border. Pacific Ocean is just right out there. Ending up here in San Ysidro Port of Entry. And this is where we had 1,500 people for a couple weeks waiting in between the fences. They've all been processed through. They've all been pushed through CBP-1. Basically what we have now is de facto amnesty. What Joe Biden and Secretary Mayorkas are doing is letting everybody through. And what appears to be happening is this first week of Title 42 going away. They're making it sound like they're going to be enforcing Title 8. But what we're being told by Border Patrol is even the people that come through illegally, they're basically looking for a loophole to process them through CBP-1. What's going to happen very soon is the world is going to hear about this. So you have a lot of people in Mexico, 600,000 plus across the country, down in Panama, all waiting to come across. And as soon as they realize everybody's getting through, the floodgates are open. And that's what's happening right now. We're just down there. It's bus after bus after bus coming through illegally. And this is what's left behind. This is what we have to deal with. Mounds of trash, these bins of trash. This is what's happening. And every single bit of this, you're paying for. American citizens are paying for it. This is Democrat America.
Ben leaves the wall and makes way to the port of entry.
Came over to the San Ysidro port of entry. Right as we got here, we got one of the buses lining up. This is the new game. This is the new scam. Biden, Mayorkas, saying it's all legal, but everyone, basically everyone, is being paroled through CBP-1. So they come across, whether they come across legally or illegally, they're all put on the CBP-1 process, and then they're sent in. So that's really what it is. You've got these leftist organizations behind us that are then given the contracts. Here, groups like El Otro Lado, Catholic Charities, Lutheran Social Services. ¿De dónde son? Perú? Colombia? ¿De dónde son? Colombia? ¿De dónde son? Colombia? Colombia? Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou. Sí, okay. Ghana? Senegal. ¿De dónde son? Dominican? Peru? Sudan. Sudan? So you came from Sudan. How hard was the journey?
It's a long journey.
How long did it take you?
Like 24 hours, 25 days.
25 days?
Yeah.
Did you go through Panama?
Yeah, Panama.
The Darien Gap?
Yeah.
Very difficult?
Very difficult, yeah.
CBP-1?
Yeah, CBP-1.
How long did it take?
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It's just like you have to follow the due process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're so nice. They treat people nice.
How long?
We're good.
So how long did it take you to get from Nigeria here?
Well, I have to take a flight. From flights, I have to land in Brazil. From Brazil, I have to...
Did you go through the jungle?
I go through the jungle, really. And it take not less than a month time.
Yeah, the mountains.
A month,
rough.
Yeah, it's so rough because of... we encounter a lot through the road. Through the jungle of Colombia, jungle of Panama, jungle of Costa Rica, Nicaragua. You can't say it all, but just...
Are you by yourself?
Yeah, no. I'm alone here. I'm alone because I can't afford the expenses of taking the whole family in that risk area.
Is your goal to bring your family?
No, it's not good to go with family through that jungle.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So are you going to try to get them a different way?
In a different way, in a legal way, through the normal process of legal is legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but CBP-1, how long did it take you? How long have you been in Tijuana?
Yeah, I think I've been just a day and some day.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
so you landed in Tijuana and came right through?
I came through the Tijuana.
Had you already been approved through the app?
Yeah, it's through the app that they will give you an app So
an appointment?
The appointment is through the appointment that they can be able to go inside.
How bad is Boko Haram now?
That's what we're passing through. I got an injury because of the issue. So as you can see, there's a very big
machete?
Yeah.
Wow.
They are killing people just like nobody knows.
Evil
meeting the good.
I'm sorry, who are you with? Oh, no, I can.
No, you can't.
No, I can. Thank you. What's your name?
Thank you. No.
Who are you guys with?
No. Please, we can't answer that question.
Jewish Family Services, so there we go. That's one of them.
It's okay.
So why were you telling people not to talk?
Because you're being rude to them.
This is what you have. So you have people, like my friend over here, from Nigeria, who's escaped Boko Haram. He just showed me the scar in his leg from being hit with the machete. And then you have organizations like Jewish Family Services, they just gave me the card, that are basically profiting off this. I was having some good conversations with people online. She went up and rudely told them not to talk to me. I asked her why they shouldn't be talking to me, and she said I was being rude to them. This is it though. You got these controlling communist organizations that then they have people come in through this process. They make money on all this. They get grants from the federal government, which you pay for, taxpayers pay for, and then the people come across. I want to talk to them. We're having a good conversation, and she shuts them down. This is the problem. These organizations are the problem, and they're making millions of dollars. And this whole new CVP1 application process, Biden and Mayorkas are pushing through. It's basically just a way to bypass and change the definition from illegal to legal. I don't blame the people in line. I don't blame the people that are coming for a whole host of reasons. Now, whether or not they should be coming in, that's up to America to decide. But it's these organizations that are profiting off it that are the problem. Can you tell me what the contract, how many millions of dollars Jewish Family Services is making? All right, so there it goes. That's the bus. Just did a quick live. Wanted to show people what's going on here. Again, in this case, it was Jewish Family Services that was given the contract, apparently, to continue the trafficking here. That's the bus heading out to a community near you. We are down here in San Ysidro Port of Entry. I've been told that Customs is now having to process. Border Patrol's picking people up, even if they came illegally. They're bringing them under the building here, and they're having Customs process them, basically apply for them for CBP1, and then they're sending them out as if they came through legally. Well, that's all happening right up on this mountain, right behind us here. The cartel, they operate all this on the Mexico side. That's Mexico. Right over there, you can see the wall right there. That's Mexico. And while they're all distracted over here, every single night they're pushing people over this mountain and they're running down here, coming into the community. Last night, I was told that there was somebody came over the wall, they fell, they were injured, and while Border Patrol was responding, there were actually shots fired, from what I understand, 10 shots fired at Border Patrol. Thankfully, thank God, nobody was hit, but that's the danger that we're facing here. This is what we're dealing with, and the sad thing is, these organizations that are profiting and aiding and abetting this invasion, they're claiming it's illegal because they've changed the definition using the CBP1 app. It's still all illegal. They know it's all illegal. None of these people will qualify, but it doesn't matter because it just allows them to come in. So it gets them off the border, gets them out of the camps, makes it look like it's not a problem, and they send that problem to your neighborhood. That's what's happening here right now.
Because we got a call saying that you were just, making people feel uncomfortable, harassing them and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that was a lie. So okay. This is what happened was you had this organization out here, the Jewish Family Services.
Okay.
And we're just covering the invasion of the border, and basically we're documenting. I'm a journalist. Okay. And so I was actually talking to the people in line, and one of the girls went up and started telling them, don't talk to him, don't talk to him. Okay. And I asked her why, and she said because I was being rude, which was a lie. She just wanted to try to shut me down.
But you weren't like snatching paper from anyone?
Never. I asked them if they would show me the papers, and if they said yes, then I was filming the papers, but never. I'll show you the video if you want to see it.
No, it's fine, sir.
So no, I appreciate. I just hate that these organizations would try to use law enforcement to silence the First Amendment. It just, that's why. Thank God we still have a free country.
Okay.
God bless you, man. Sir. Appreciate you.
Take care.
God bless all of our law enforcement. God bless our Border Patrol. Appreciate you guys. That's it, man. So don't let them intimidate you. If you're doing your job, don't be rude. Don't be rude like they were. Just, do your job and expose them for the liars that they are. God bless our law enforcement.
Hey everybody, it's Dave Bray, USA here. Some of you know me as the voice of law and border. Some of you know me as a singer and a songwriter, as a husband, and a father, as a Navy and Marine Corps veteran, and a proud supporter for law enforcement all across this nation. At this time, I'd like to ask you to take a quiet moment to watch this video for my version of Amazing Grace. And as we do so, I'd like you to pay honor and tribute to the brave men and women who have paid the ultimate price for both our freedom and our civility. After the video, I'm going to ask that you go to DaveBrayUSA.com to find out more about my music and to support my mission. So this is Dave Bray USA signing out, saying stay the course, finish the fight, and never surrender our freedom in faith and arms. So be well, be safe, and God bless. Next time on Law and Border. Ben Bergquam and Oscar Blue Ramirez travel to El Salvador to one of the few success stories in the fight against the cartels, NGOs, and the Central American corruption.
We're invited down here by Gio to come check out this community that used to be run by gangs, used to be controlled by fear. Just got word that the operation tonight we're going to be taking part in with the El Salvadoran National Police. They're going after 15 wanted suspects, members of the MS-13 gang. We're heading out, guys. Made it down here to the Esperanza prison, which translates to hope. MS-13 infiltrated the entire country, just feel evil, which is what they were.
All this and more here on Law and Border.